Alma, Missouri is about to receive its biggest update yet, and in this video I'm going to go over everything you can expect to see with version 1.1 and go over some of the new changes and why you need a new save game. This is our changelog right here, and we're going to go through each one of these sections to kind of show you in the game how everything's working, if it's something new, or show you how it's changed if it is an update. It's really difficult to put these in an order of importance, so we're just going to start at the very top and hopefully Celobuki put them in an order that works for us. So then at the top we have alfalfa added, can be sold, turned into silage, or used as animal feed. Here's our alfalfa crop, and if you're the size of a DJ, you can hide in it very, very easily. It is so satisfying to mow this, and yeah, we gonna do it. Now, alfalfa works just like grass in this game. So if you are used to, mowing and making hay and baling it and making hay bales, or taking it and turning it into silage, well, you could do that as well. So let's grab it, let's bring it up, and let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Made my HUD go away and I couldn't remember how to bring it back. All right, so let's turn it on and let's pataya. Because this is a grass crop, we do have to be careful about how close we get to the grass on the outside. I highly recommend putting down some type of dirt skirt on your fields so that you're not going in here and, well, harvesting your grass on the side of the field as well. I definitely recommend doing this. You will thank me later. See, now we can do the whole field, get close, and no problems. And talk about satisfying to mow. Even in first person, it's satisfying. Yeah. Now, your worker won't do this, but I did want to show you kind of what would happen if you get a little too close here. You can see everything just kind of turns into grass and then magically turns back into alfalfa. So just be careful. That's why you need a dirt skirt. So we got a couple different ways that we can handle alfalfa. One of the popular ways would be to pick it up and make some alfalfa silage. Or you could come through and make some alfalfa hay by tedding it. Or dried alfalfa as it is in the game. So your main alfalfa crop is right here in the regular fruit types. You can see the pricing that you would get. I've just started a new save game, so these are just kind of some prices that just kind of popped up. In comparison, here are your prices for the dry alfalfa. There's really not a whole lot different in between the two. However, the high and the low prices are different, so I don't know, maybe about 10 bucks, 20 bucks. About 20 bucks. On the contrary, if you don't plan on making any alfalfa hay, well, maybe you want to make some silage out of it. Simply come through, use your baler to pick everything up. Goodness gracious, this is slow, enables fast farming now. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. That's gonna take forever. We come through and we can wrap it. Whoop, whoop. Another part for alfalfa is near the middle-ish. Its alfalfa can now be stored and compacted in bunker silos. So, if you didn't bale it up, maybe use your loading wagon and you could bring it over here to your silo and you're able to put everything in here and compact it. Oh yeah. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it does work. And a month later, and you will have silage. Now, it's not alfalfa silage. The fermented alfalfa just turns into regular silage, so be aware of that. Also worth mentioning, the bales are the same, so you got a regular alfalfa bale. This is actually one that I just made, but if you unwrap it, it still looks like an alfalfa bale, but it is silage. So you can see at the bottom right hand corner, we've got a silage bale when I walk up to it, and the one that I just made, don't get sick over here with me now, alfalfa, and it is fermenting. And over here at the regular silo, well, it's not going to tell me what it is, but it is silage. So that takes care of alfalfa. As you can tell, you can use it with anything, and it can also be used as animal feed, so don't forget that. If you have horses, for example, and you need to put in hay, well, you can feed them dry alfalfa, which is your alfalfa hay, and they're good. Likewise, your sheep will take regular alfalfa, and if you're making TMR, you can replace the hay with dry alfalfa inside of that. And you can even use it as silage. Pretty cool, huh? So then, next, at the top, soybeans now produce usable straw after harvest, which acts as regular straw. We're gonna be using a big old New Holland that's invisible to show this one off. It's pretty straightforward. We got soybeans down here. We're gonna come through, and really that's it. I should probably enable the straw swap. This is kind of it, actually. And that's that. So soybeans now, if you're on console anyway, produce straw. Now, There's another thing, if you have Jos Modding's extended straw crops mod, soybeans have made straw for a while, the regular straw. As far as everything goes, I even did a little bit of testing with both mods enabled, the map and that mod. I didn't have any issues. Everything worked exactly the way I would have expected. So if you are like me and forget to uninstall that mod or anything like that for a map like this, don't worry. They didn't seem to cause any issues with each other. At least when it comes to soybeans. So there's that. And again, picking that up, we got straw, just regular straw. Next up at the top, I guess the third one, the field layout has been updated. The map now features 38 fields, and farmland layout has been updated, with the map now containing 47 farmlands. So here is where I think the change has been made, right here at 37. So farmland 38 and what's showing here is 37 used to be one farmland. However, now it is 2 separate farmlands, so you will have to purchase them separately now, but that kind of makes sense. There was only a little like chunk right here that was connecting the two, so separating these out, you know what? Not so bad. This area down here is also one of the reasons why you are going to need a new save game. Not the only reason, but one of the reasons. You see, the version that you are currently playing on, if you're playing on Alma, Missouri, has, again, these as one field. Well, that's not too big of a deal. However, if you were to load it in, you've got what's called an i3D file, and that holds all of the information and the data from the map, whether that be your terrain or your owned area, stuff like that. It's a little bit different. Did I get stuck outside the map? I did. Well, that sucks. Here we go. We'll come at it from a different angle here. So because this has not only been changed, so it's a new farmland altogether, not just a field that's been separated, but a new farmland, that i3D has changed on the mod hub. Now, unfortunately, you cannot update the i3D. It has to be a complete new save for something like that to take effect. So this is one of the reasons why you need a new i3D, because the terrain is completely changed through that area. Next up, we've got new store added, Alma Logistic. Purchase all required materials for constructible placeables. However, not only that, you can do a whole lot more with this. You can purchase all kinds of stuff. So this, in theory, is your warehouse. So this is where you can get all kinds of stuff. The tree's doing something weird up there. Oh, there's one of those trees there. That's the way that things used to be. Nonetheless, in here you can see we've got all of the stuff, but we've also got stuff that's map specific. Pumpkin, plum, orange, lemon, pear, apple, fine cornflower, ketchup, tater soup, red. Okay, none of that's map specific. But as you can see, we have things that are map specific on here, allowing us to buy all of the little extra goodies that we need. There's a floating pole. Salabuki! And if you're curious if there's anything that you can buy there at Alma Logistics, well, all you got to do is kind of go through here and click on stuff, and you can see, okay, no Alma Logistics there. Oh, we have it here. Purchase $8,300, which is a lot more than you can sell it for, but if you need a roof plate, well, that's a great way to get it. I need some vitamin C, though. So here is my oranges. And if you buy anything, it's going to appear over here. Don't worry. I know it looks invisible under there. The pallet's there. I've reported that too. There's still a couple things. I don't think it's completely done yet. What's next, you say? Well, we sped up the drying process on the corn dryer and added a smoke effect during the operation. So here is our corn dryer, and I've went ahead and purchased it ahead of time. That way we could jump right in and check it out. So they have sped up the drying process on it corn. So what we've got is 50 corn in, 3 propane, and we get 45 dried corn out. And that is going to be 7,200 cycles per month, and is $24 per cycle. So that is going to speed it up quite a bit. I don't know what it was to begin with, but she's zooming now, boys. Got to get my propane and propane accessories ready to go here. Well, my trigger is very, very wide at the propane area. That is super duper cool. So we got that. We'll take our corn over here. Got that Trout River trailer here. Hopefully I can drive it in here all right without any issues. There we go. Now that we got everything input, 1.5 million liters of corn. Yeah, good luck with that. Man, that's fast. fast? That's a lot anyway, ain't it? So this is awesome. However, he's also done another thing. Right smack dab in the middle of the screen, reduce price for dried corn to better reflect its market value. So here's your corn prices, about $1,000 currently right now, a height of $1,500. If we check out dried corn, we're looking at about 400-ish more than that overall, which is pretty good because we put 50 in and you get 45 out, so you're only losing, what is that, 90% of what you put in? Or losing. You get 90% out for what you put in. Goodness gracious, can you imagine losing 90%? Better be $1 million a liter. Anyway, so there you go. That's that. I think this is cool. I think it more than reflects what you should be getting. So I'm happy with that. Next one down is updated the sowing calendar for soybeans and wheat. Now, originally when I looked at this, I thought, oh, sweet, we could double crop. But I don't, the red and the green, man, or the orange and the green, it messes me up every time. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be double cropping anything anytime soon, at least soybeans and wheat. However, you can see that we have to plant wheat in September, October, and we can harvest it in July, August. So it's going to take it about 10 months to grow, so be ready for that. As far as your soybeans here, we're going to be planting those in April, May, June, July, but we'll be able to harvest in October, November. So that is very, very cool. So it's very nice to be able to do that. I would have to really sit down and study this and probably end up putting some stuff in like an XML file or something, making a spreadsheet, if you will, on being able to double crop. Hey, if you can just look at this and tell me, sure, go for it. But yeah, nonetheless, still very cool. We already talked about alfalfa can be stored and compacted at bunker silos, so let's move on to the next one. Cornbread added to the bakery production line. So our bakery is going to be way down here. It's actually there. However, your trigger is going to be back here. Ta-da! Found it. All right, let's go over here. Take a look at all the people who are stuck inside. Oh, if you walk out this door, I'm going to freak out. Whew, thank goodness. Iced Americana? No, thank you. Ugh, that's nasty. Anyway, let's talk about it. Bam, right down here. Cornbread. What is our recipe? So we have 90 fine corn flour and 60 cornbread out. So you're getting about 2/3 of what you put in, which is all right with me. 360 cycles per month and $60 per month. So this one's a little bit expensive, but it's going to be worth it because you see, cornbread is cracked. It has a max of about 5,900 dollars per 1,000 liters. Now, this is in easy mode because, well, that's the easiest one to showcase. And you are able to sell at least right now for like $4,100. Cornbread is cracked. You can make a whole lot of money with cornbread. We've also got some new dairy products, including condensed milk, yogurt, strawberry yogurt, cream, chocolate milk, and kefir. Anyway, it's basically yogurt. All we got to do is literally go next door to our dairy right here. Business hours don't matter. We going in today. So in here, we can take a look at our new bits and bobs. Condensed milk's going to be up here at the top. We've got, click that, 10 milk in, 20 condensed milk out. Very nice. And condensed milk is, well, it's showing a pretty flat line. Not quite sure what's up with that flat line. However, it is selling for like $7,600, $7,700 right now. It's pretty good prices, especially considering you get twice as much than you do for the milk, and the milk sells for like $2,000. So you can make almost 4 times as much just by condensing the milk. Goodness gracious. Down at the bottom, we've got yogurt. So we got 10 milk in and we've got 20 yogurt out, 144 cycles per month. And it's going to be $192 per month per those cycles. So a little bit on the high side. However, you are gonna make cash. To be fair, not as much as you would be making otherwise, but goodness gracious, condensed milk is still ridiculous. The yogurt, so here's your regular prices for milk. Right now we're at like $2,000, $2,100 with a peak of $22.89. If we go down here to yogurt, we've got about $1,800. If you double that, around 16 or 3,600. You think about 36? Yeah, 36. That's going to be your normal, like, high price, if you would think about it that way. And I say to double this number because you're getting twice as much for your literage. So you get, instead of 20 liters of milk, you're getting like 40 liters of yogurt. So again, Not as much as condensed milk. Condensed milk is insane. But yogurt, still pretty good. What about strawberry yogurt? Well, this one is a little bit different. So we have 1 strawberry per 20 strawberry yogurts. That sounds about right. 10 milk, 1 strawberry. So really, you're just adding 1 count of strawberry for the same amount that you were getting for the yogurt. So it's not that big of a deal. Not much different. However, there is something to talk about here. The price is cray-cray. So be ready for that. Jeez, it's ridiculous. Similar for cream as well. 10 milk in, 20 cream out. The cycles and pricing is very similar to everything else. And if we take a look, $7,800. Go. Chocolate milk, 10 milk, 20 chocolate milk out, but you've also got 1 count of chocolate in. And this one's even crazier. You've got $7,900, but right now I'm getting like $8,000 on the train for this. So be ready for that. In comparison to the bottled chocolate milk that we have part of the base game, it is close to double, which is wild. And lastly, we have 10 milk in, 20 kefir out. And this is pretty low pricing again, if I'm honest, but you're still getting, twice as much as you think you're getting. So there is that. Pricing's pretty good for this as well. It does seem like the kefir and the regular yogurt seems a little less cracked than everything else. Man, and we're almost done. Fermenter has been added as a placeable, which converts grass, chaff, alfalfa, and dry alfalfa into silage and digestate. This can be found over here in your factory's menu, and I've actually already put one down. It doesn't come on your farm, but you can put one down if you want to. It looks like the BGA. We'll be honest with you. It looks like the BGA. Just change up the colors a little bit, so that is nice. Actually, I'm a little bit interested, because isn't this BGA that? Yeah. Can we overlap this? We can. A couple buildings in the same spot, but is it normal to have things like that? Absolutely, and I'm cool with it. Save some time doing modeling, so whatevs. So in here, we could do things the easy way, and we have a massive input. So you've got alfalfa silage, which is alfalfa, and then you get silage and digestate. You're going to lose a little bit, but you do get quite a bit of digestate for that. Chaff silage is same thing, 100 in, and then you get 95, and then digestate as well. Same thing for the dry alfalfa silage, same thing for the grass, and same thing for the hay. I do not recommend making silage out of hay or dry alfalfa silage. You are much better off just going and either selling it or using it. You don't have to. You could do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I would do. I wouldn't put hay in here if I didn't have to. Nonetheless, this is where you get everything out. So that is super duper cool. I love that this is included now. So we're able to do quite a few different things with grains, corn, and now forage products. And there you go. That is everything that is coming with version 1.1 of Alma, Missouri. I've actually already talked to Salobuki after sending in those reports of recording this video, and he said, I'm already on it, already fixing it. So rock and roll. Big shouty outy to Salobuki for sending this over to show you guys ahead of time so that hopefully you can get some ideas about what you want to do. Maybe you don't want to update. And the thing is, you can update, but maybe you don't want to start a new game save. And here's the thing, you don't have to do that. But if you want the new field down here, and if you want the new farmland IDs, it is recommended to start a new save so that you get those. But you should be able to get most of the other stuff if you don't start a new save game. Most of the other stuff still should be included with that. We will have to wait and see once it is released to see exactly what happens with that. But nonetheless, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.